Hey guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Nice to see you all. I'm Sandra, I'm a psychic medium, I'm a starseed, I'm from Germany. Hello to everybody. Yeah, this is the second part. When you want to see the first part, please watch this video again. I try my best to explain all this in English for you because, yeah, English is not my mother tongue. Yeah, so I hope you will get it, the message. In the first part, I talked about what happened to us. Cookie is observing us. She's so cute. Yeah, yes, in the first part, I talked about our astral travelings. I talked about new ascension updates because so many people want to know what's going on Earth exactly. Are we ascending? Is that true? Is it a lie? What's about the shadows? What's about the light? And yes, I feel we are ascending. And I talked in the first part about galactic wars. And these galactic wars were very close in every dimension. The light force reached it to protect us very close. And this year in 2021, we had a galactic war in the fourth dimension. And we have war in higher dimensions, so that means this will affect the lower dimensions also. And I personally feel, since this year 2020, that this war will come down to us also. And my personal feeling is that it's getting close, also here on Earth. That's my personal feeling. So maybe this resonates, but I feel that light has won, right? And it's about to shine your light even when it's getting very dark around you. Cookie is so cute. She's moving all the time. Yes, and I hope you will get the message in this part because I want to share with you our journey to the fourth dimension. In the first part, I talked all the time about the 3D level. I talked about my astral travelings, about Marcel and me, my twin flame. We have saw the fourth dimension. We have taken our physical bodies up to the fourth dimension. So, and this is, like I said, it's an unbelievable story maybe. It's an unbelievable story and I can't prove our journey, but maybe you will feel the truth or the message or my energy. So maybe you will feel it. That's important. That's my personally understanding. And in the last part I talked about that I had something like awakening. I deleted my social platforms because these bots became too numerous. Maybe you know my old channel. My channel was called The Magnificent Future. And immediately all my social platforms were gone. Immediately, like zack, I disappeared. And after all this, these crazy attacks has started. And I talked about in the last video that the Dark Force in April 2021 sent me a message, and the message was, let the games begin. And almost every night I had these horrible attacks. I had these horrible astral travelings. They attacked me all the time. And then I had something like an awakening. It was very crazy. And then in one night, these attacks were so horrible, and I talked about it in my last part, and I cried because it hurted so much, their frequencies, and they became real. I woke up and everything hurted, everything. It was like, this is real. This is no game or imagination, because it was real. And in this night, the Dark Force, the blue people, they wanted to know how they can ascend to the fifth dimension too. They attacked me all the time and they wanted to know the secret because they know that their time is up. And this happened after I deleted my social platforms. Because you have to see the first part, so maybe then you get the story better when you see this part at first, right? So then it makes no sense maybe. And it was so horrible. Yeah, all the time these attacks. And I saw these blue people. the blue pill and the red pill, that's right. And they had something like blue technology, these guys, all the time. They used something like a cell phone and it was a blue case, and they attacked me with their frequencies or with their notebook all the time. And they wanted to know the secret, how they can ascend to the 5th dimension. And they asked me this question the whole night, all the time. I woke up and I looked out of the window, and on the sky I saw the Galactic Federation. I saw the false Galactic Federation of light on the sky, because the false Galactic Federation on the sky vibrated in the 4th dimension. Yeah, I will talk about Ashtar as well, because I had a meet-up with him in the 4th dimension. This is no joke, guys. But then you will see me with the other scarf, right? It is so much to talk about it, and then I remember new informations, or then I see my video, oops, I forgot to talk about it, right? And I want to share with you everything. And I saw Ashtar in front of me. It's like he was a human in front of me. I met him in Leipzig. It is no joke. He was in front of me. And I saw him in Heidelberg again. That's a German city. He took a seat in the train as a passenger beneath us. Yeah, it's getting so crazy now. And I thought at the beginning, I'm going paranoid. Maybe I use any drugs. How is that possible? How is that possible, right? But you will see the full story when you are interested in that. Like I said, I can't prove this journey, but during this night, and this happened when Marcel and me stayed in this flat. We had a flat, right? They attacked me because they wanted to know the secret, how they can ascend to the 5th dimension also. And I said to them, I will not share these informations with you because you will abuse our teachings. You have to go. Your time is up. And they attacked me all the time, the whole night, all the time. Also with their frequencies, their technologies. I saw their ships on the sky, the false Galactic Federation of light, because these were 4th dimensional beings. Holograms, the most of them, right? So, and they attacked me all the time, and everything hurted my whole body. And that was so crazy. That was so crazy. At this night, I saw Trump and the Patriots for the first time in this astral traveling. For the first time. And we had conversations. That's so crazy now. It's getting very crazy, guys. And maybe it's triggering also because it was so painful and so hurtful, and it was so close, guys, what happened to us in the 4th dimension. Because this Galactic Federation of Light, the false Galactic Federation of Light, attacked us directly. Attacked us. And that was so horrible, what they have planned for me and Marcel. And their plan for humanity on Earth, that was so dark, really. I saw that and I cried when I saw their visions. Okay, so step by step by step, in this night, when the blue people, right, the blue pill, when they wanted to know the truth about the 5D level, I said I will not share these informations with them. I have no clue why they came to me, why they attacked me, why they wanted to know the information by me. I don't understand, because it was like the whole Galactic Federation was above us, the false Galactic Federation. They attacked us, they sent us these frequencies and all the time these dark entities in these astral travelings. So I'm not sure why exactly they wanted to have the information by me. I don't know, maybe they asked more starseeds or light workers, maybe, because they feel their time is up. So maybe. And in this night I saw Trump and the Patriots for the first time. They appeared also a lighter world, right? They are helping us. That Earth is vibrating, or the consciousness will vibrating in a lighter level. I describe it more on this level, okay? And I saw them in my astral travelings. At one hand, they helped us to save our lives there in the astral travelings, because that was their first step, to attack us with their lucid dreams, with their frequencies, with the technologies, right? That negative frequencies came out of the computer and all this stuff, right? At first I tried it on this level. Maybe we will die. Yeah, that was their plan. And then I saw Trump and the Patriots for the first time in this astral traveling. I personally saw Trump there, and I had conversations with them telepathically also. Blue people, right? The blue pill. The red and the blue pill. I saw this fight for real there. Yeah, in this astral travelings. Red against blue. Red against blue. Do you want to take the red pill or the blue pill? This is so true. In Star Wars, right? The same. This fight against blue and red. I saw the technology, what the Patriots are using now. When I talked to Trump telepathically and I saw him with my third eye, he took a seat in front of a very high technical computer. I never saw a computer like that on Earth, right? Maybe in astral travelings, but not here on Earth. Then I was in contact with them all the time, with the Patriots also. That was so crazy. But the blue people were very angry. And then they started to attack us so horrible. It became so horrible, really. They were so full of hate. Full of hate, because they know that their time is up. And I had conversations with them almost every night and day. And then Marcel, my twin flame, and me, yeah, because we felt the blue people are still here and they're observing us all the time. And they hear what we are talking about, right? Because they use totally other technologies. Yes, then I said to Marcel, to my twin flame, maybe we have to call Trump in another way. Because we said all the time, Trump sent me this message. Trump wanted to know this information. Like that. We had conversations, and then I said, we have to find a secret name for Trump. A secret name. Do you know what we said to him? We said, he's Chuk Chuk. Chuk Chuk and Chik Chik. When we talked about Trump in the fourth dimension, we said Chik Chik or Chuk Chuk. That was the secret name. And it was so funny when we started to talk about Chik Chik and Chuk Chuk. Trump started to laugh. Really, and I thought I'm going totally crazy. I'm a totally lost person. I use any drugs. Do I use LSD or what the fuck is going on with me? I will share with you that this was real. Really, I thought at the beginning I'm totally stupid. What is going on? Really, you have a conversation with Trump now. Yeah, and with the Patriots. But every time when I call them, it was like in the fourth dimension, it was like a telephone. Yeah, you call them. So, and sometimes I got the conversation with him. I asked him many questions. For example, I had this question, if Trump speaks German. He talked in German, in the same voice. And then I asked Chik Chik, for example, do you speak German? Do you understand German? Do you know what he did there? For the first time, in these dimensions, like I said, this is so strange there. I heard his voice and he started to laugh. And he said, do you talk about me? Do you call me Chik Chik? Is that me? And then I said yes. Because I asked him, Trump, is that right that you have German ancestors? Yes, I have German ancestors. Then I asked him, do you understand German? Something like that. And then I asked him, do you speak German? And that's only telepathically communication and astral traveling now, not more. I don't met them physically now, but it will come, okay? So that's only the 3D level now. I stayed in my flat, or we went for a walk in the park, or I wanted to buy food in the market, right? So then I had these conversations with them, and I saw them with my third eye in front of me. He scanned our aura as well with this computer. Chik Chik, can you scan our aura? By Marcel and me? I'm curious if you can see it. And he said, yes. With this computer, I see everything. I see blockages, I see the health, I see the energy, I see the aura, I see the destiny, I see the talents, I see the problems, I see everything. They scanning your aura and then they know everything. And with this technology, they can predict the future. And the dark force, they wanted to control the future. That means they wanted to control your future also. You have to do what they want. And then they use these frequencies. And I guess they are using the same technology and they see everything about you. So that means when you as a starseed incarnate on Earth, they feel this shift, right? It's the frequency. They're talking with frequencies. This is their language. Not the physical form, not so much. It's the frequency. So that means when many starseeds has incarnated on Earth at first, the dark force feels that because it's a shift, the frequency is increasing. At one hand, it's hurting them. It's very hurting them or blinding them, the light. And on the other hand, they have these technologies to scan everything. They see your potential, they see your purpose, they see your aura, they see your nutrition, they see your thoughts, they know everything about you, everything. So, and when your light is shining brighter, so then they will remember you easily because they feel it. It's hurting. So, and maybe they will not take an eye on you, or maybe they will observe you more because when your light is shining brighter, so that means you can break their plans. It's like you would break these cages. Yes, because it doesn't work, because they work in a lower frequency. And when your frequency is vibrating higher, so that means they can't catch you anymore. The only way to catch you is to pull you down, right? When you are a starseed. So they try to pull you down with anger, with fear, with anxiety, so that you come down to them and then they can work with you. That's the point. And they know that many starseeds are vibrating higher to their technologies and their consciousness level. Yes? So, and they're using the same technologies. And Chuk, like I said, they have the same technologies, but they use it in a lighter way. And I can confirm that. It's a lighter way, lighter. Because Chuk saw our aura in every detail, and I saw the screen. And he knew everything about us, everything. He saw my purpose, he saw my talents, he saw my nutrition, also Marcel's nutrition. These days, I was in contact with them so easily. This is so crazy. And then he asked me, how is it possible you don't use any technologies and you do exactly the same to us? We have to use these technologies. He asked me this question. And I said to Chick, I'm not sure how this is working because I have no clue what I'm doing exactly, but it's happening. I do it. It's happening. I can't explain it. Chick laughed and said, that's a good answer. You do it, right? You do it. That's good. That's a good intention. You do it. Try it. You do it. Yeah, that was his energy. A good intention. You are staying so humble. Actually, you're shining so bright. You are still shining so bright after these horrible attacks. How is that possible? You are still shining, guys. Yeah, he scanned our aura, Marcel and my aura, and he said, that's impossible. You're still shining, and you're surrounded by so negative beings and souls all the time. They attacked us all the time with these blue frequencies, with these blue cell phones, the blue people. They were around our house all the time in front of our door. You are surrounded by so much darkness and you are still shining. How is that possible? How is that possible? He got this question and I said, I don't know how this is working. I'm not sure if this is good. I think I can shine brighter. I can learn so much all the time. That was my answer. And then he said, you are very, very humble, Sandra. That's a very good energy. You are very humble, but you keep going. That's good. And you do it. That's good. You do it. That's good. I had conversations with him and he talked in German and it was the same voice. That was so crazy. And I saw him in front of this high technical computer all the time. The most of the time I saw him and he took a seat in front of this high technical computer. And this has started after these horrible attacks and after the Dark Force wanted to know this code also. That was so crazy, and that happened in April, May 2021 after I deleted my social platforms. And then I asked him again, yeah, explain me what we are doing here, Marcel and me, because we have such a horrible life and it's so full of darkness. Marcel's life is so much darker than my life, and also my life was very dark, but Marcel's life is like a horror movie. This is unreal history. Then he said, you are twin flames. He said, you opened the gate to the fourth dimension. Hey, sometimes you are a little bit confused, and sometimes, okay, you mix the truth a little bit, right? Because you are also in training, but you are a very amazing psychic medium. Am I paranoid, or what is exactly going on with me? This is not real. But I saw him all the time. I saw him sitting in front of this high technical computer. All the time I saw him, and he scanned our aura, and he knew how we eat, the nutrition. He shared with us tips. Also, you're still shining after this horrible attacks. How is it possible? You're still laughing and shining. And you do it without technologies. And we have to use technologies to do this. How is that possible, Sandra? That was so crazy to talk to them. But he shared with me so many secrets. He gave me tips like drink more water, for example. Or he said, I see a little bit traumas, a little bit. Okay. You can release that trauma if you want, but it's not much. Especially when you are a light worker or starseed, they observe us more because of the frequency, right? So they observe us more and they make it harder for us. That's what I saw there. Yeah, and now step by step by step, it is so much, guys. You were the first who ascended to the fourth dimension, and you took us with you. You took Earth with you. This is what you have done. They wanted to have the 5D code. Yeah, they attacked me so horrible, and they wanted to destroy everything. Everything. And after I had these conversations with Chuk Chuk and Chik Chik, right? Marcel talked to him sometimes too. But now I have to share this information. That's so crazy. And he is right. Do you know what he said? Marcel is a very good soul, but I'm a little bit careful because of his family. He saw that also. Yeah, and we saw Marcel's family on the main station in Leipzig. They follow us also. That's true. I saw them. I will share with you the journey into the fourth dimension. Because like I said, the Dark Force, they are still here, and they were so angry and full of hate. Why we didn't share these informations with the Dark Force? And when this is right, what Trump shared with us, that we were one of the first to ascend to the fourth dimension, and we took Earth with us and humanity. So when this information should be right, I'm not sure if this is right. Like I said, I'm not sure. So then all this, what happened to us, makes sense. Because we opened the gate to the fourth dimension. We helped to open the gate, and then we saw all this chaos there. We saw these holograms. They looked like humans. It was like a human is in front of me, but actually it was a hologram. It was a hologram. And the fourth dimension was like, you are here on Earth. There was no difference to Earth now. It was Earth. We took a train. We bought some food in the supermarket. But what has changed was other employees or other employers. Other people were in the supermarket, other customers. But we got the chance to buy food. We took a seat in a train. We saw and visited cities because we ran away after all these horrible attacks. We ran away because it hurted so much, and it was so crazy what happened. Yeah, it was so crazy. And then Marcel and me, we ran away and we took a train. I used my backpack, and then we took a train because we wanted to visit Heidelberg. That's a beautiful city. I lived there, and we knew people there because we wanted to search up for people who can help us, or we know. That's the reason why we wanted to drive to Heidelberg back, right? And that was so crazy to see this dimension. Without any knowing, we were in another dimension, but everything looked similar. We were in Leipzig, we took a train, we bought some food in the supermarket, but it were other people, other employees, other employers, holograms. They didn't talk. That was also very crazy. We saw cars and there was no driver in. It looked like a car is in front of you. A car is in front of you, but there's no driver in. No driver. Or in this train also not. No driver. But this train is driving. It was similar to the movie Spirited Away. Do you know this movie? I like this manga anime. Do you know this movie Spirited Away? Yes. It was totally similar. It's like we are here on Earth, but actually it was another dimension. And we were surrounded only by holograms, by dead people, by souls, and I have nobody. That's the reason why we saw cars and there was no driver in. There was a train and there was no driver. We knocked on a door. That was so crazy. We knocked on a door when we arrived Heidelberg in the middle of the night because we were so hungry. Then we knocked on a door. And the light has shined there. It's like somebody lives there. And then we saw how this soul, this ghost, right, this dead soul has shapeshifted. And a physical person appeared like this. And then we saw a person, and this person opened the door. After we knocked on the door in the fourth dimension, like I said, we were in Heidelberg. And we walked there, but it was the dimension of the dead, or the draconians and the reptilians. And we knocked on the door because we were hungry and we had no sleep, no bed, nothing. It was cold in the middle of the night. So, and we knocked on the door, and then we saw how this soul started to shapeshift, like that. And then a person came out, and it was like this person talks, but it was not a person. It was like that's a ghost or a hologram. And it looked like, okay, I tried to imitate how this person talked, like this. And he looked like that, so a little bit so cold. So, what is going on? Why are you in front of my house? Then we said, we are hungry. We wanted to knock on the door. That's my private house. You have to leave my house. I have to call the police when you don't go. And then we laughed. But really, these were not real people. And it was like when they were in front of us, these people now, I talk about these people in Heidelberg now, right? They were actually very kind, but these were not real people. It was similar to the movie Spirited Away. It is no joke. We have taken our physical bodies up to the fourth dimension. Really. And then this person was like, oh, why are you knocking on my door? Like that. And they moved a little bit. So like this. Like that. And the eyes, so, why are you ringing on my door? It was so crazy. I can share stories about what we experienced there. It was so crazy. And then we knocked on the other door. And then a couple came out. It was the same again. Then we saw these people and they shape-shifted, and then they had a physical body. And they both opened the door. Why are you knocking on our door? Like that. So how can we help you? Like that. That was so crazy to see this dimension. So, oh my goodness. Are these real people? Are these dead people? Then we saw these trains and there was no driver in no car, almost no car. There was no driver in the car. Because these beings have no bodies. That's why it's similar to Spirited Away. These people started to cook, right? This food starts to move and you see that somebody's cooking there, but there's no person. Only when you join their world and their dimension, like this girl in Spirited Away, So then you can be together with the dead and with these ghosts and these demons also, right? It is similar. And then all this makes sense what happened to us and what Chick told us. Yeah, and that was the dimension of illusion. It was the dimension of lies, and especially this dimension was the empire of the Draconians, Reptilians, and Anunnaki. They have no physical form, the most of them. Like I said, we saw so many cars and there was no driver in. And these cars were in front of us, or they passed our way, and it looked everything similar to Earth. Everything. The clouds looked a little bit different, I have to say. The clouds looked a little bit different. I saw no chemtrails there, no heart. Why? Why we should destroy ourselves, right? Like this. I saw no chemtrails, no heart, nothing. And these clouds looked a little bit different. They moved faster. And I saw other technologies there. For example, we passed a small village close to Heidelberg. And then they had very strange technologies there. Frequencies. And it looked like, not 5G, a little bit. It vibrated more like 5G, or a little bit like the Tesla Tower. It's hard to explain that. And they used these horrible frequencies also to destroy us all the time. And then they used these horrible technologies to destroy us, because we have taken our physical bodies up to the 4th dimension. So, and then they wanted to destroy us. At first they tried it on this level, with astral travelings, with attacks, with confusion, that we feel scared, anxiety. We joined the 4th dimension. I saw Chick also. He was in front of us, and he wore the red cap. He was in front of us. It's an unbelievable story, isn't it? And like I said, watch the movie Spirited Away. It was similar there. Similar vibration, similar. It's like you are on Earth and everything was similar. It was similar. It's like you are on Earth. You take a train, you buy some food in the supermarket, but you were only surrounded by these holograms. Like I told you with these people in the house. So why are you ringing on our door? Like that. Or we saw cars and there was no driver inside, nobody, and the car has driven. That was so crazy to see this. And also these trains, there's no driver, no passenger inside. So what? Why? Because they have no physical bodies. That was so crazy to see that. But I was so surprised. Oh my gosh. It is such an honor to see this dimension here on Earth. That's so cool. But like I said, that was so horrible there also, because that was the dimension of the Draconians, the Reptilians, the Anunnaki, and the 4th Galactic Federation of Light. I say Ashtar. And they attacked us directly there. And that was horrible, because they wanted to kill us. They wanted to kill us, and they meant it serious. And then I saw Ashtar in front of me, like a real person. He was in front of me. I saw him for one time in Leipzig. Like I said, we were there, but it was another dimension. We were together with holograms and with dead souls. That was so crazy. And he was in front of me. Then I saw him for the 2nd time in Heidelberg. He passed us again. I wanted to go into the train, and then Ashtar was behind the door, and he came out and made this. And he's very tall. I saw him. He looked like a real person, but it's only a hologram. That was so crazy, guys. And I saw also other people. Oh, and I saw him for the 3rd time also. He was a passenger. He was a passenger and took a seat beneath us, almost on this level. But he had another physical form, but I recognized him because of his eyes, right? His blue eyes and the sparkle, right? He had the same eyes. And then he looked at me. And then he started to talk. This hologram, Ashtar. That was so crazy. And he had a very deep voice. a very masculine voice, very masculine. And then he said things like, "Oh, she is such a beautiful woman." And I looked at him, so, do you talk about me? Because like I said, we talked telepathically all the time. It was like a call. It was very easy to talk to each other. He looked at me with his eyes. Then I said, I don't look typical woman. And I think I'm not such a beautiful woman. Yeah, my physical body doesn't look very typical woman. Really, more androgynous. And then he looked at me and said, it's not about your physical form. It's your frequency. You know it. That's what he said. And he looked at me. And we talked telepathically to each other. And he was in front of me. And I recognized him because of his eyes. And I can tell you guys that Ashtar and the Fourth Galactic Federation of Light are not good people. They were not good people, really. He had such an evil energy. He had this sparkle in his eyes, but he was very evil. Very evil. Also, when he crossed my energy in Leipzig, right? That's so crazy. He crossed my energy very close. It hurted. My whole body hurted. So my heart and his energy. And before he catched my energy, my aura, he made this. Like that. It's not a good energy. Also, when he said, I'm a very beautiful woman, right? I said to him, you know that I don't look typical woman. And many people here on earth making jokes about me. Because they're not sure if I'm a girl or a man. Then he said, it's the frequency. You know that. We see the frequency, and your frequency is so beautiful. And actually, I see your real form. That's what he said also. I had conversations with the dark force also very easily. That was so crazy there. And he said things like, it's not your physical form. It's your frequency. You know that. And I see your frequency, and actually I see your real form. I see your real form in the higher dimensions. And you wear a mask, Sandra. That's not your real form. I see you, and I know who you are. Actually, you are pretty cool, Sandra. I like you. But you have chosen to go with Marcel together. And then I said, what's the point? Then Ashtar said, you can come with me if you want. You can come with me if you want. But you are together with Marcel. I hate Marcel. That's what he said. And then I asked him, why do you hate Marcel? You have to imagine that he was a passenger in this train. On the left, he had other physical form. He looked older, but he had the same eyes. And I recognized him because of his eyes. And when I saw him before in Leipzig or in Heidelberg, he looked totally similar to the illustrations, totally similar. Very tall, blonde hair, this haircut, right? But he is not a good guy. I see your real form. I see who you are. And you really thought that we don't remember you when you wear this mask now? That's only a protection for you, that the men are not interested in you. But we see you. We know who you are. And then I said, you don't give me all the informations. You are chasing us. So there must be a reason. You spend so much time and energy in chasing us. So why? But it didn't work, Sandra. We observe you since you were born, and also Marcel. So, and then I was thinking about it. So, okay, so Marcel's light is hurting you, and you hate Marcel, and you like me. You want that I go with you. They are so crazy, guys. So, and then I asked him, what's going on? I don't understand. He said, I hate Marcel. Marcel's light is hurting us. It's hurting so much when we see him. All the time, this light, it's blinding us. His light. And he make this. Now you know it. We will chase you. And we will observe you. That was his message. Then I said to him, oh my gosh. Is that true for real? Do we repeat the same story again? We will see. That's why the Vatican is behind you, Sandra. And the dark force is behind you and chasing you. and we observe you since you were born. That was so crazy to talk to him. And his voice sounded very masculine, but it was not a good energy. Do you feel it? So you thought, really, when you use these physical bodies, you can hide your light. You can hide yourself. Really. Actually, you're a very beautiful woman, Sandra, and I like you. But you are together with Marcel. That's a problem. And then I said, what's the problem? When twin flames are together, it is a problem. You have to separate twin flames because the light is too strong and it's hurting us. That was his message. And the intention to do all this now was they are bored. It is fun. It is an experiment. We want to see people suffering. And we see humans as a lower species. That was the intention by the 4th Galactic Federation of Light, and they worked in the 4th density with us. And they manipulated so many people, also the spiritual community, and he had not a good energy. Really, no good. Really not his energy. Every time when I crossed him, he made this. Like that. Then he looked at me and he sent me the sexual energies that was so blah. It was so ugly. So blah. 1 minute before he told me that it's so cool that the whole people are dying soon. Their plan. And 2 minutes later, he sent me the sexual energies. And he said, come with me. And all this. So like I said, in the 4th dimension, I saw Ashtar in front of me physically. And that was so crazy. They appeared and disappeared like. And when this hologram appeared, it was like this. And they appeared. They were there. And when they disappeared. And the same with cars, with trains, with airplanes. The same. They appeared, tuck. They disappeared, tuck. That was so crazy, guys. It's an unbelievable story, isn't it? But like I said, the story is very hard. So when you don't want to watch the rest now, please turn off. Because like I said, this guy, right? The false leader of the Galactic Federation of Light, they wanted to kill us. And that was so close. It was so close because they used their technologies to attack us with electricity, for example. With electricity, with their frequencies, in combination with rain and water. They wanted to kill us. And this is no joke. When this is too much, please turn off. Please turn off. It's important to see what's going on also on Earth, right? So even when in higher dimensions everything is clean, and it was in every dimension very, very close, the light has won. It was so close, really. So when this is too much now, please turn this video off, because that is very much. And now you see me with my white scarf, and after my white scarf you will see me outdoor, because then I remembered, I wanted to mention this information also. And then you will see me with a black blazer, okay? So, and they were in front of the window and they observed us with their technologies, and all the time they send us these negative frequencies all the time. Then actually, for example, I knew that it was a neighbor of us. I know that a person lives there, but maybe this person was not there at this time, and then this guy with this blue cell phone was there and joined there in this flat, and they did it all the time. And then one of these persons was in front of our door with this cell phone again and sent us these negative frequencies. And yes, these people were right. It makes no sense to call the police. It makes no sense. Do you see this story? They're using this kind of technologies to create holograms. Star Wars is real. They are coding with their cell phone, right? So they use codes, tuck, 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 all the time. So they can predict the future. It's a game. So, and they predicted also the future for me, Marcel. And their plan was that we will die. That was their plan. Because everything was destroyed, like I said, everything was destroyed. All the time is astral travelings, all the time these attacks, the false galactic federation on the sky, all the time I saw these holograms. And then I said to Marcel, I have to go. I used my backpack, right? And then we ran away. We ran away. I called some close friends at the main station because I had no telephone anymore. I called them. So, and then we took a train. But the point was that these people follow us. A black man, for example, follow us all the time. All the time. We used many different trains. Yeah, we wanted to run away, for real. We wanted to run away, and this guy follow us all the time. And it was a guy, a black guy, and he had a notebook with him, and he used this blue technology again. So, then we arrived at the main station in Schweinfurt, in Bavaria, and actually we wanted to drive to Heidelberg, because we know people there in Heidelberg, because I live there. It's a very amazing city. So, and then we waited at the main station in Schweinfurt. And the next train was a train, and this train would arrive in Frankfurt. And Frankfurt is, yeah, it's the dark place in Germany a little bit, right? Frankfurt, Rothschild, and so on. So, we wanted to take this train to Frankfurt. Marcel said we have to take this train. And I said to him, Marcel, it's not a good idea to drive to Frankfurt. My feeling says no. It's not a good idea to drive to Frankfurt. But it's the only way to arrive in Heidelberg. So no, please, it's not a good idea to drive to Frankfurt. Please not. So, and we took the train. During we are waited at the main station in Schweinfurt. Now it gets very crazy now. Please, when this is too crazy, turn off. Turn off. We were only surrounded by holograms anymore. And we joined the fourth dimension. We took our physical bodies with us. And now we are talking about the fourth dimension. And this has started when we wanted to take the train to Frankfurt. And we were all the time surrounded by holograms. And this black guy followed us all the time. So, I waited for this train. Do you know what happened? Left, to the left behind me. And I was awake. There was no astral traveling. I was awake. With my physical body, Marcel too. On the left, like that, I felt a woman. And I saw her like that, this direction. She wore high heels, a skirt, a blazer, a clutch, a hat. It was an old woman. And this woman was behind me. Then I looked back to this woman. And that was the Queen. It's no joke. She looked similar to Queen. The same style, the same hairstyle. But only her eyes looked different because she was a hologram. That was not a real person. She was a hologram. She had white blue eyes. Very scary. Her teeth were like that, like Queen, you know her, right? Draconian. Like that. And then her eyes. She looked so evil. And she was behind me. And she observed me. So, and she wanted to take the train to Frankfurt too. And I said to Marcel before, it's not a good idea to drive to Frankfurt. Yeah, that's the... Okay, so... The Queen was beneath me, a hologram of her. I'm not sure, maybe it was only a show. Like I said, the Dark Force said at the beginning, let the games begin. So, maybe it was only a show and illusion, I'm not sure. But I saw a hologram of the Queen behind me. And she wanted to take this train also to Frankfurt. And she followed us too. She wanted to take a seat beneath us. The hologram of Queen. And I said to Marcel, please, we have to search up for other place. I don't want to take a seat beneath Queen, please not. Right? So, and then we searched up for other place, and then this black man appeared. He followed us all the time. He took a seat beneath us. He was like a robot. Like I said, these people are psychopaths. They have no hearts. They are very intelligent, but they are very dark. And maybe he was a Draconian or an Anunnaki, and he shapeshifted, and he was only a hologram too. That's the fourth density. And we took our physical bodies with us, like I said. So then he opened his bag, his notebook, everything. So what is going on? No, he's working with his notebook. He had many CDs. Then he used a box. And this box looked like a sound box, right? JBL sound box, right? Similar. Then he turned on this box. And after he turned on this box, these negative frequencies came out. And it hurted. Everything starts to hurt again. So boom, against my head. Boom, against my heart. My whole back starts to hurt. Also Marcel's back, the same. And this has happened when this guy turned on this box with his notebook. Then he used some CD player, CDs, all the time CDs, chuck, and switch the CDs, chuck, switch the CDs. And then, that's crazy, it's like I said, blue all the time. The whole screen was blue. That was also no Microsoft computer, no Mac, nothing. It was a blue screen, only a blue screen he turned on, the screen. And all what he has done was coding. He typed in all the time codes. Tuck, 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 tuck. Then he looked to us, very short. Tuck, 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 tuck. Tuck, 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 all the time. And I can't translate these codes, but I felt this box, right, is sending us very negative frequencies, and everything starts to hurt. Everything. Oh my gosh. We have to leave the train. We have to leave the train. What the fuck is going on? What is that? Then he used the USB equipment. Suck. Tuck, 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 all the time. He coded. He coded all the time. All the time. It's no joke. And then we were surrounded by very strange passengers, and they talked about subjects we are interested in at one hand, and on the other hand, these people received our thoughts. And then this crazy guy, tuck, 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 tuck. Maybe he created these holograms. I'm not pretty sure. Like I said, this is too crazy, guys. But we saw that. And more and more and more passengers came in. More. Especially young people. And they had a cell phone. And they surrounded us. They wanted to take a seat beneath us, in front of us, all the time. Cell phone and these negative frequencies came out again all the time. Suck! All the time against us. And these were not real people, because they didn't talk. These young people, they looked at us. And they talked to each other, right? When they wanted to talk to each other, it was like, all the time. These were not real people. And then I observed what they are doing with the cell phone. What's going on? Everyone is carrying a cell phone. Everyone, really everyone, like this. And then I observed a few of these people, and they watched very strange movies, and everyone watched the same movie. I saw monsters, I saw demons there in the screen, all the time, the same movies and frequencies there, pictures all the time. Then I saw people and they are killing each other. I saw blood, right? So very aggressive pictures. So they are watching all the same. What the fuck? And they can't talk. What was? Huh? Yeah, that happened to us. So, and when this guy has started to turn on the notebook, do you know what happened? I looked out of the window and the mountain starts to move in waves. It was like vroom, vroom, vroom. So, and I said to myself, oh my gosh, the landscape starts to shaking in waves. What is this? Where are we, Marcel? Is this the fourth dimension now? And really, I was so surprised to see this here on Earth, these technologies. Yeah, and he turned this notebook on, he starts to code, tack, 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 all the time. And then the landscape starts to move in waves. And we took a seat in the train. The train has driven, but like that. So, what is this? And then the train stopped immediately. So, what is going on now? So, and then the train has driven backwards. So, and we still took a seat in the train. And then the train starts to drive backwards. So, why is the train driving backwards now very slowly? Then the train stopped, boom. And then the train has driven forward again. So, and all the time this negative frequencies, this came out of this box by this black man. And more and more and more strange passengers came in. They had a cell phone, everyone. And then I observed what they are doing with this cell phone, and they watched the same frequencies in pictures, all the time the same. I saw monsters, I saw demons, I saw draconians there on the screen, I saw killing people, crying people, how people are suffering, I saw nuclear wars there. So it's good there, nah? For the draconians to watch this kind of movies. Yeah, this is their game. To see how people are suffering, that's good, right? So, and then actually, like I said, we wanted to drive to Frankfurt, but it was impossible to arrive Frankfurt because the train has stopped immediately, boom, like that. And then a very strange voice said, but that was also not the voice by, you know, Deutsche Bahn in German, by the company. It was a robot voice, and this voice said, we can't arrive Frankfurt because we have a problem. So, and then we waited, and we waited, and more strange passages came in. More and more young people, so many young people. We were surrounded only by young people, circa age 20 years old. Not more, 20 up to 25, very young. And they had all a cell phone. They were in front of us, used their cell phone like that, and sent us these frequencies too. Tack, 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 and they coded. This is all what they have done there. Coding, 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 tack, 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 all the time. So, and then I said to myself, we have to go out. We can't arrive Frankfurt. But we were very close to Frankfurt. It was the stations before, a few stations before Frankfurt. Yeah, the train has stopped. So then we wanted to go out. So, and then we got the problem that we have to stay at the station because no train has driven back home to our flat and no train has driven to Frankfurt. No train. And we were surrounded only by these young people. Everywhere these young people, they surrounded us. They follow us all the time with their cell phone, tack, 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 all the time. And they sent us these negative frequencies all the time. So, and actually, we wanted to drive to Frankfurt. And like I said, these holograms received our thoughts in every detail. So, and then they started to talk about Frankfurt all the time. Do you want to drive to Frankfurt? No. Yes, we want to drive to Frankfurt. Do you want to drive to Frankfurt? Yes. In a few minutes, I guess the next train will arrive Frankfurt. Oh my gosh. Yes, we will drive to Frankfurt. Oh my gosh. Hey, in the next line, there is Frankfurt. This is a train to Frankfurt. Come on, follow us, follow us. We want to drive to Frankfurt. Do you want to drive to Frankfurt? All the time, all the time. So it's like, what the fuck is going on? Now they can't talk. Before they didn't talk and now they can talk. So, and they talked all the time about Frankfurt. Hey, in a few minutes, in 10 minutes, do you want to see the plan? Come on, join us. And then there were people, they looked to the plan. So in 10 minutes, the next train will arrive to Frankfurt. Do you want to drive to Frankfurt? Yes, we want to drive to Frankfurt. So, hey, cool guys, we will meet Frankfurt very soon. Yeah, cool. Hey, do you want to wait? Oh my gosh, the train has cancelled. We have to wait for the next train to Frankfurt. Oh my gosh. So what we should do? What should we do? What should we do? We want to drive to Frankfurt. What's the problem? We want to drive to Frankfurt. And they received our thoughts. And they mirrored our thoughts in every detail. And that's the fourth dimension, guys. So it was like, and these were negative souls, like I said. These were not real people. These were only holograms. Yeah, and the dark souls, they got this ability to shapeshift, and they look like humans. But these were not humans, only young people with a cell phone. And then we waited for the train for Frankfurt too, right? And these groups were around us, and they observed us. And they used their cell phone like to us, so, and they looked at us. Do you want to drive to Frankfurt? All the time. So then we wanted to go. So because no train has arrived, nothing. So, oh my gosh, we are lost now. What should we do? Then we wanted to go to buy a ticket. Yeah, we wanted to use the screen. And every time when a person has passed us, in front of us, behind us, the screen turned into black. And it was impossible to use this technical equipment. It was impossible to buy a ticket because every time when these holograms has passed, so the screen turned into black. Boom! Error. Nothing is working anymore. So then we tried it again. Oh, it's working again. So the next person arrived. Bing! Black screen appeared again. So then we reached it to arrive in Würzburg. But it was too late to go on because we spent so much time in Frankfurt because there was no train. So, and then we spent the time one night in Würzburg on the main station, surrounded by holograms. It was very cold. We cried. Then we stayed in Würzburg for one night in the main station. It was very cold. We had no food. We had no water, no home, no telephone, no help. We were alone. And we were surrounded only by these negative entities. All what we saw was their dimension, the dimension of the dark force. And I saw their technologies. Our bodies shivered, we cried, and we waited for the next train in the morning. It's different here in Germany. Yeah, in the middle of the night, there's no train driving, right? We stop in the middle of the night. So we had to wait until the next morning. Then I got the impulse to go at the main station where the cars are waiting. And then I looked up to the sky and I saw this false galactic federation again. These holograms on the sky. And in this night, I saw Ashtar's ship. And his ship looked like a star. Very, very bright. And he got almost the size of the full moon. Very bright. But he got the ability to make his light smaller. He made something this, then he was a small star. Then the star became bigger. So, and then he looked like a full moon. And then smaller. Marcel showed me this. And he said, "What is that?" And I looked to this ship and I said, "This is Ashtar." That was immediately, it came into my mind. This is Ashtar. Spiritual network to confuse, to programming to manipulate people all the time. They controlled Earth with their slavery system. And this is happening in the fourth density, especially. And I saw these holograms on the sky. And I saw Ashtar's ship. He was a very bright star. And then very strange things has happened in the middle of the night. Like I said, we were in another dimension. But everything looked similar to Earth. Similar. Everything. Like I said, we shape-shifted, time-shifting with this train, right? Actually wanted to open the door and want to leave the train at Frankfurt, right? And then the train stopped and immediately we were in another city. So this is another city now. Huh? What's going on? Yeah, this is the fourth density. We saw cars because we waited there where cars are waiting, right? Or driving in to pick up the passengers and so on. And I know that this is ET technology. This kind of technologies. This is not human. And then cars has appeared and they driven in very strange movements, something like that. So a car came in all the time. So what they are doing, what is this? Then this car wanted to drive back or forward, so then he disappeared. Huh? Shape-shifting? What? The car disappeared. The car has disappeared. Huh? So then the next car came in the middle of the night when I saw the Galactic Federation on the sky and I felt this is them. They are doing this. They're producing these cars. So then the next car has arrived in front of us. So, and I looked to myself, what kind of show is this? And passengers were inside. Drivers, right? These were people, like I said, but these are not real people. These are only holograms. And maybe that was the Galactic Federation. And they produced these holograms and it was them, right? And they had a physical form. So, why are they doing this? I don't understand this. It was so crazy. And also to see Ashtar's ship, he was a very bright star, like I said. He looked similar to a Venus star, but he's not a good guy. Really, he was not a good guy for 100%. And I share you why. So now it's going very crazy. And that is the part where we died very close. Very close. Also, Würzburg was very horrible. We stayed the whole night there. It was very cold during the second lockdown, right? So, and all the time, these holograms around us and these crazy cars. So it makes no sense. Then we saw very strange people. And like I said, when they talked about the subject, they mirrored our thoughts. When they talked, so they talked about food or raw vegan or the consciousness or the vaccination, and they mirrored our thoughts all the time. They had no own subjects, no own thoughts, no own conversations. They only mirrored our thoughts all the time. It's like you hear your own thoughts speaking through holograms. That was so crazy to see this. So, okay, so then the morning has started, so, and then we took the next train, and then we reached it to drive back to our flat. Actually, we wanted to run away because of all these holograms around us in the flat. So, and then we has arrived there, and then the same game has started again. All the time, these people, these holograms, they send us these frequencies all the time. So, and then I had to run away again. So, and we wanted to buy some food. And I felt at this day, yeah, I saw the Galactic Federation at Würzburg over us. And I felt this day when we arrived at this flat that this Galactic Federation, the false Galactic Federation, will attack us now. And this is a totally other level, guys. This is not only, you know, the government here on earth. This is a totally other level, because this is the spiritual force community, and they started to attack us. And they used their Anunnaki technologies to attack us. That is crazy now, guys. Please, when this is too much, when you don't believe this, please turn off. Please turn off. I got the impulse to run away again because my whole back hurted again, because all the time these people with this blue technology all the time, the blue pill, right? All the time. So then I wanted to buy some food because I was so hungry. We had no food, no water, nothing. I was scared to go out. So, and then we wanted to buy some food at the main station again in Leipzig, right? So we lived there actually. So we wanted to visit the organic supermarket, and we were surrounded all the time by these holograms. That's the point. And then I saw the plan by the Dark Force, the horrible plan. Almost only young people. And every young adult had a cell phone. Everyone. And they all the time this. Everyone. And negative frequencies came out of this cell phone. And this cell phone took control over them. I mean, you see it now, okay? So, but in another way. Because of these frequencies, these people and technology become one. They had no free will anymore. This cell phone gave them tasks, what they have to do. When the cell phone sent them the frequency to their mind, you have to eat some fast food now, these young people did it. They had no free will anymore. And that was so sad to see this. When the cell phone programmed them or sent them these negative frequencies, you have to talk about this subject now. These people started to talk about this subject. When their cell phone said, you have to hate these persons, so then these people started to hate these persons. The cell phone took control over them for 100%, and they became one. I saw technologies there in Leipzig, very strange, and these technologies look like the Tesla Tower, but in a negative way. And only young people, no old people anymore. They were all gone. That was their plan. And they used these technologies to synchronize their technologies with the brain, with the mind, and they become robots. We wanted to buy some food there, but we were surrounded all the time by these young people. They follow us. Maybe the cell phone told them they have to follow us, or that they have to hate us. Because they follow us all the time. They observed us all the time. They made jokes about us all the time. They sent their frequencies to us all the time. And all the time these attacks, everything has heard it there. And then we wanted to go to the organic supermarket, and then I saw Ashtar. It is no joke. I saw a hologram of Ashtar, and he looked like a human in front of me. He was in front of me. I saw Ashtar. He was very tall. Marcel didn't saw him. I saw him. And he was in this direction like that. I saw him. My impulse, boom. Then I saw him. And he looked similar to these illustrations on Google. Exactly similar. This hairstyle. But his hair shimmered more in silver, not in golden light, and his aura was very cold. They are sick. Totally sick. Then I saw Ashtar. I thought, I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy. This is Ashtar. Now I see the False Galactic Federation by my own. How is that possible? And then he was in front of me, and he looked at me, and also his face similar to the illustrations. And like I said, his energy was not good. a very evil energy. He looked at me like that. He made this. So what is going on with him? And then he moved very slow. I was very fast because I was hungry, right? I was hungry. I want to have some food. Yeah, we didn't eat for a few days ago. We had no food, nothing. So, and then he appeared and he looked at me like this. And he moved very slow. And he crossed me very slow. He was very tall. He wore a black jacket, a black trousers and black shoes. He looked like a businessman. So what's going on with you? Okay. So, and then he crossed me and my energy. He came very close to me. So, and then he was like this. I was here. So, and then he looked at me like that all the time, this face, this. You know his illustrations, right? This. So, and then he crossed me, my energy, like this. He came very close and then he met that. And then he disappeared. Not he disappeared, but he switched the direction. He was that, zack, 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 and then whoop, like that. And during he crossed my energy field, my whole heart starts to hurt. So, fuck, what kind of energy is this? What is this? So, and this was such a negative energy. And then I looked back to him like that because he crossed like this. And then he returned back like this. He looked at me. Not more. He didn't talk. That was him. And then I said to myself, I said to you that the Galactic Federation will attack us now. The false Galactic Federation will attack us now. We wanted to drive back home with the train. And now this is the sad part. Only these young people. No driver in the train. Nothing. And it was almost impossible to drive back home again. And there was an old man again there in this train. You can imagine who. This old man with the red cap. And he was the only old man there. Only young people. And also these young people surrounded him. They looked at him, so who is he? Who is that? What is that? So, and like I said, it was very easy in this dimension to talk telepathically to each other like a telephone. Like that, very easily. So, and I thought I'm going totally crazy and I'm totally lost now. What's going on with me? And then I looked to this guy, to this man with the red cap, and he was with us again. So, and he was there like this. I saw him in this position, so he didn't move, almost. His red cap, and he looked a little bit different, but I felt this is him, right? So, and then I talked to him. I asked him, so I'm going crazy, okay, but I tried. Then I said, Trump, is this you? And then he made this. And then I said, is this you, Trump? Am I totally crazy or what is going on? Where am I? Where we are? I don't understand this. He looked at me like this. And then he sent me thoughts like, what do you think who I am? And I said, when I trust my intuition, I feel this is you. You are Trump. And then he made this. And then I asked him, what do you think about their plans? About the plan of the Cabal? Almost every old person is gone. Only young people. And the technology becomes one with them. They have no free will anymore. And they are controlled by technologies. Do you know what he said? They are totally sick. And then I asked him, how is it possible? So why do you join us? I don't understand this. Do you know what he said? Because of you, the gate to the fourth dimension has opened. And one of these persons, I was in contact with them. This person said, work with crystals because the black helicopter will appear. Do you remember? He said to us, you work on the front. You are on the front. I don't know what they are talking about, because for me it was not fun. It was horrible, because the story is not over. It was impossible to drive back home to my flat. So, and then I wanted to go to a person. We wanted to visit a person we know in Leipzig, yeah? But it is the next village. And then this crazy game has started. We were not in this dimension anymore. Like I said, I recognized that this is another dimension. So, and we took our bodies with us. That's so crazy. So, and then we wanted to go to the next village and wanted to visit this guy, because I wanted to know, am I totally crazy or what is going on now? And then I saw their technologies. I saw there was no driver in this train. I was shocked. So, oh my gosh. And all the time these young people. So then I left the train because I was shocked. These young people surrounded us all. The Galactic Federation was on the sky. They were on the sky. They attacked us all the time energetically. And immediately, also when I spent time in the forest, these young people appeared again. All the time. So they surrounded us with their bicycle all the time. And also their face like... So, and now this is started. They looked at us and they laughed. So, yes, now it's getting close for you. It's getting close now. Then, also this houses there, they looked not like houses we know. They looked like laboratories there. And then I saw the Tesla towers in a negative way. Electricity came out there. It was the path, the street. We wanted to visit this village, and it was a very long street. Yeah. So, and I saw these laboratories there. I saw also a supermarket. This name is called Kaufland. Yeah, that's a German supermarket. And also this supermarket didn't look real. It looked like a laboratory, not like a supermarket anymore. And I saw this technologies there. Electricity came out. And then they turned on the technologies. Now it's getting very crazy, guys. They turned on the technologies. And we wanted to protect ourselves because it was impossible to go and stay in the flat. So we wanted to run away, and then we searched up for a friend. Maybe he can help us, right? This friend. So, and this laboratory made some very strange noises. And they turned on these technical frequencies. And this noise sounded like vroom, vroom, vroom. So, oh my gosh. What is this now? And then these young people surrounded us. Like that all the time. So, oh my goodness. So then I got the impulse, we have to go. Marcel and me totally alone, right? I got the impulse, we have to go. Then I looked up to the sky, and they generated very dark clouds. And in these dimensions, also the clouds looked a little bit different. No chemtrails, no HARP, nothing. Only a clean sky. The sun has shined all the time there. But they created very dark clouds, and these clouds moved very fast. And I saw rain, and they turned the electricity on. Do you know what I mean? Rain and electricity in combination. And I got the impulse to go, and then I saw these clouds on the sky. Oh my goodness, they want to kill us now. They want to kill us. And then I saw these Tesla towers. All the time, these noises everywhere. Then we wanted to hide under a bridge. So maybe when it's raining, maybe we have protection there. And then I looked up to the bridge. There was also this frequency, this electricity. Oh fuck. They want to kill us. And then I ran. Marcel too. We cried. I cried so much. So is this the end? Is this the end? Are we dying now? Marcel and me, we run so fast. And then I saw the star clouds. They came very close to us and very fast, and they looked a little bit different. And I've remembered my astral travelings. And me as a galactic being, I got the ability there in higher dimensions to create clouds, to delete clouds. I can generate thunderstorms and electricity too. This is my ability in higher dimensions. So, and I remember this. So maybe I can stop these clouds. This is what I've tried there in this dimension, the fourth dimension. I tried to stop the clouds. I made this and I wanted to move the clouds like that. So, other direction, please go into other direction. And I was so not scared, but I cried. I cried so much. Marcel tried it too. We wanted to change the direction of these clouds, and we were surrounded by these holograms all the time. All the time. Then we saw these cars, all the time cars, and there was no driver in. Nothing, and they all the time cars on the street, and there was no driver in. And at the same time, these young people with their bicycles. Like that. It is no joke, guys. It's like a horror movie, isn't it? This is what is going on. This is Star Wars, right? So, and then we reached it, that these clouds became smaller. Yeah, I remembered that from my quests in higher dimensions, right? That I got the ability to change clouds, or to change the energy of clouds, or to create thunderstorms and electricity, right? So, and I reached it to stop them. So, but the point is to use their technologies also, and then they generated more clouds, and the darks became darker and darker again. So then we had a few minutes to run because the clouds changed the direction, so in another direction. So, but they generated more clouds. So, and we run so fast. So I cried. So, oh my gosh, they will kill us. They kill us. This is serious for them. They want to kill us. And then we reached it very, very close to visit this village. Very close. And then that was so strange. After we arrived this village, everything was normal again. Normal people. We saw old people again. We saw the normal supermarkets again. No Tesla tower. Their technology was gone. No fourth dimension anymore. Normal people. Old people. Normal. But what I've heard was explosions behind us. I heard explosions behind us in this dimension. So, and then it has started to rain very strongly, and it was a very strong storm, and we had no umbrella, by the way. So, and then it has started to rain very strongly, and after we arrived this small village, everything was normal again. A normal supermarket, normal people, old people, normal. But I heard these explosions behind me. And Marcel and me, we cried so much. We cried. So, oh my goodness, they wanted to kill us. It's no joke. And I saw, like I said, Ashtar there. I saw him physically in front of me, like a human. But he didn't talk, and he was not a human. It was a hologram. And he looked very evil. But similar to the illustrations. It's no joke, guys. That's a crazy story, isn't it? So then we wanted to spend time with his friend, and then we wanted to drive back. We have to drive back because I have to pay money for my flat, right? But almost I had no money anymore. So I was scared to go back through this dimension because I was scared to do exactly the same again. So even when we want to take a train, there was no driver inside again. That was so crazy. The drivers are gone. What's going on? Yeah, and then we reached it to... it is so crazy. We reached it to arrive our flat again. But they sent us these negative frequencies all the time. All the time, these frequencies, all the time. And I felt so weak and tired. We had no food anymore. No water anymore. Even when we arrived the flat, they attacked us again. All the time, these holograms. All the time, these frequencies. All the time. It was so horrible, guys. And this adventure. It was a close adventure because it was close. So, and then last but not least, I made the decision to cancel this contract, also between me and Marcel. He had to go to his crazy family again. These are draconians also, by the way. I reached it to cancel my contract. And that is a very crazy thing. I saw Ashtar again in Heidelberg because we tried it for a second time to drive to Heidelberg with the train. And it was so strange again. They attacked us again. It's not the whole story, but this in Leipzig is the craziest story. With this electricity, these Tesla towers, and they... okay. So, and then I saw Ashtar again in Heidelberg. I wanted to take the train. The door has opened, and then he crossed me again. Ashtar. It was him again. The same clothings again, and his face. Like this. All the time. So what the fuck is going on with him? So what is... After we reached it to cancel the contract, and that I arrived and saved my life, very, 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 very close. My family and my friends helped me. And they helped me to drive up to Leipzig again to my flat. And now it's getting very crazy again. I thought all the time, I'm going totally crazy. Maybe I used drugs. Do I use drugs or ayahuasca or what is this? So this is not real. And a close friend helped us, and we were together in the car, Marcel and me. My close friend, he got a Samsung Android cell phone. And at the board in Sachsen, right? That's a region in Germany. So at the board, when we arrived the board in Sachsen, I heard Ashtar's voice. I heard his voice and he said, "Welcome back to my empire. I'm very surprised that you are still alive." That was his voice, similar. And I was like, now I'm going totally crazy. Huh? What? Huh? So, and do you know what happened? The cell phone by my close friend flipped around. Nothing has worked anymore with his cell phone. At the same time, when I received a message by Ashtar, he got all the time an error on his display, on the screen all the time, bloom, bloom. An app opened all the time, bling, bling, bling. And his navigation system hasn't worked anymore. And also my friend was shocked. What's going on with my cell phone? What's going on with my cell phone? The navigation system isn't working anymore. What's going on with my cell phone? I don't understand. Why is this app all the time opening here? What? I don't use this app. Why this is opening all the time? Huh? I don't understand. And then I asked my friend, because we can't talk to our friends about this with almost nobody. It is impossible. And then I asked my friend, is this happening for many times with your cell phone? Then he said, no, that's the first time today. I never had these problems with my cell phone. So why is the navigation system not working anymore? Huh? And why is the app on my cell phone all the time opening? I don't use this app. What's going on? And this happened when I received a message by Ashtar. Welcome to my empire. I'm surprised that you're still alive. You are very brave to come back. That was his message. And then at the same time, the cell phone by my friend gone crazy. At the same time. So, oh my gosh, this contact is real. This shit was real. This is all real. And then, that was the confirmation. Then I asked Ashtar. And then I will end with this video. I will stop then. And then you will understand the cabal. I asked Ashtar, why are you doing this? Why do you have this horrible plan for humanity? Why do you want to kill them? And how do you enjoy the suffering of humanity? Why? Do you know what he said? It is fun. That was his answer. It is fun. Because humans are a lower species to us. This is the consciousness level by them. It is fun. The Fourth Galactic Federation the false priestess and priests, the false ascended masters, everything. Everything. And now it is so clear for you to channel your real friends, your real sisters and brothers. You have the connection to God very clear now. And this is my message. Even when this was close, like I said, in every dimension, this war was very close. Also in the fourth density again. And yes, I sacrificed my life very close. These people were right, because they got technologies to predict the future. And they knew, actually, their plan was that we both will die with their technologies. Yeah, like I said, that was the other dimension. Also Kaufland, the German supermarket, looked like a laboratory. These houses looked like, what's going on there? These noises, this Tesla tower. So, oh my gosh. But all in the opposite. Yeah, and these frequencies, controls, or that was their plan, would control humanity. And these frequencies were so horrible there, they killed the old people. That was their plan. And only the strongest persons will survive. It is a test, yeah? Or it was a game. It is fun. That was the answer by Ashtar. Maybe I'm going totally crazy. So what is going on? And then to figure out, are we in the 4D or the 3D now? So is this a real person or is it a hologram? So do I talk to a real person or is it a hologram again? To figure that out, that was also very strange. So, now we are in 3D again. Are these real people or what? I don't understand this situation, right? And yeah, then we reached it to get out of this flat. So it's very confusing, really, to figure that out. And yeah, be careful. And now it's very easy to channel your real friends, to channel God, to channel the angels, to channel the source. Like I said, they're all gone now.